everybody, my name is Elijah and I just wanted to make a video on making an at-home gym on a budget. So as you can see here, this is the kind of current state of my at-home gym that I built up over time. I got a squat rack that also has a pull-up bar on it and can of course be used as a bench press. Got our barbells over there. A few dumbbells. I want to definitely get some more of them. A treadmill and a mat for you can do all kinds of different calisthenics and stuff on the mat, which of course is important. I do have exercise balls too, but I don't really use that too much. And a fan for in the summertime. I do have a little heater for during the winter. Right now it's April in Iowa, so it's not really necessarily all that I mean, it's still cold right now, although it's supposed to be springtime, but as it warms up and whatnot, as you can see, this is in my garage, so I'm not necessarily, it's not insulated, so it's going to get cold and it's going to get hot. So this is what I got to work with right now. There are still more things I want to get over time, which would be like more dumbbells and maybe a few other things, but this definitely gets the job done. We got this is actually a squat rack I got on Amazon. It has a pull-up bar, and I weigh around my weight has varied from up to around 230-ish down to around 200. And so I've had this for at least, I think, two or three years now. It works great. You can use it for squatting as well, obviously, and for bench press. Since the adjustments go all the way down, I regularly use it for a bench. So the bench did not come with it. I was able to buy that separately. And then the weight set was also a separate purchase, which I believe can go up to around 300 or so. Excuse me, I'm not quite there yet as far as my bench goes, but if I ever I got the weight, I got the opportunity. I got a couple chairs set up in here too. Treadmill that my wife had gotten fit in here perfectly. And got some push-up, those push-up bars or whatever they're called over there. Perfect push-ups, I think they are. My dad gave me. That works out good. But yeah, this is just a little area. It doesn't take that much room necessarily to create an area for you. I mean, if you're in an apartment, you could maybe you can set up a little spot like this, and I mean you don't even need this much room. You can do it with less. I had actually started off with just a little mat, like a floor mat from the kitchen, and I just set that in the back corner here, and we didn't have any of the rest of this equipment at that time, and so it was just I put that in here with a bar stool, a bottle of water, and I got my phone. And I had found some HIIT workout video on YouTube. I'll put a link to the description of the guy I had found at the time. This was about 3.5 years ago now, almost 4 years ago now. I just found that workout online, started working out in here, and found out that I actually could do something in the workout realm at home, which I didn't think I could necessarily do, or wasn't at least willing to do for a few years, but I did think that having a gym at home helps you out with both time and money. You don't have to a gym member. If you can get a gym membership, that's great. Or if you have the time to go to the gym and all that, that's great. I have nothing against it. This video is just for the guy who either he doesn't have time or he doesn't feel he has time to go out to the gym. You got your full-time job. For me, I got 3 kids and a wife too, and I don't like having to drive over there, having to work out in front of other people and stuff. For me personally, a little bit more introverted, kind of, but still, this works out best for me, and that's what it's all about when it comes down to it. What works out best for you. But so yeah, I was able to just start out with that one little mat, and after a few weeks, I realized that I could really do something in here. I could really make this into an area. And so then I ended up buying this mat you see here on the floor, but at the time I could only get 2x6 of them. So 6 mats. It's gonna be 2x3. So that's 6 mats anyway. So I had enough to be able to cover the floor, so I wasn't hurting myself on the straight concrete. Wasn't trying to destroy my elbows, which definitely felt like I did that first week. And after that, after I kept getting more into it, I eventually wanted to be able to do more exercises and stuff, and I needed more equipment and whatnot for it. And don't get me wrong, you can do a lot with calisthenics, I learned. I did all kinds of research and stuff on what you can do, and I'm still a big fan of calisthenics. But over time, you would eventually need weights, you know, or you would probably eventually want to have more weight to be able to progress further and have more opportunity to do different exercises. Like when I started out, working on back and biceps was not easy without weight. I think I had like some chair, like a wooden chair in here that I used to like throw some stuff on, and I would just grab it and actually like pull it up like this to actually do my bicep curls, but I'll be holding the back of the chair like this with a bunch of stuff on it to do the curls. And then I remember what I ended up, that PVC pipe in the corner there, I ended up using for a while with the two chairs. I found a video from a guy that I can put a link in the description for, had showed what he would do, what you could do if you didn't have a pull-up bar, which I didn't have at that time, which was to put a PVC pipe on top of the chairs and just pull yourself up to it from like while you're laying on your back on the ground, and it actually worked. Thankfully, I did not injure myself. Chair did not fall over. It worked out. So that was my pull-up bar for a while. After a little while, I had eventually bought more mats because I had eventually gotten to my next purchase of a squat rack. And I got the squat rack specifically because I wanted to, for one, have an actual pull-up bar. I was getting more and more into calisthenics. And for two, because I had eventually wanted to get a bench press. You know, I was getting more into it, and a squat rack too. And this thing double up as all of them. And it's I forget who the company is who makes it. It is CAP. And I think they're the lower brand or whatever you want to consider it that you might be able to find on Amazon. Like they're not, I don't know, because they're a name brand, but they normally have cheaper stuff on there. And I will say this squat rack has lasted. I'll put the name of the bottle in the description as well. But I mean, it's been almost 4 years that I've been working out. I've regularly done push-ups, used it for the bench, used it for the squat rack, plenty of weight on it. It has not broken down. It has lasted. And so I highly recommend it just because you can do so much with it. And in comparison to like a full setup, is a lot cheaper too. If I remember right, I think it was like $50, $60. After I got that, I then finally had a pull-up bar, so I was able to use that along with my calisthenics for a bit. And over time, I think the next purchase was the what is this bench right here by Marcy, that also found on Amazon. Buy a lot of stuff on there. It moves up positions and stuff, so you can do incline or decline or just flat bench press. And so then once I got this, I made sure I could do bench press. So that was combined with the squat rack, that worked out perfect for me. And then I eventually got this weight set, which I believe is also by CAP. No, I think it's by CAP. I'll have to look it up again. Don't say CAP. Maybe it does. I'll double check. But yeah, a lot of this. It's a little 300-pound set. I got some 45s, 35s, 25s, 10s, 5s, and 2.5s as well. And I got the other ones on that side. But definitely a good little set. My wife got some 5s in here, and I got a couple 10-pound dumbbells over time as well. I did get an ab wheel, which I just got the cheaper one. I mean, I'm sure that there's a more expensive one called like the ab curve or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it works good, but this does the job just fine. And as far as the perfect push-up things, I wouldn't necessarily suggest those specifically. Like if you just get regular push-up bars, I really don't even use the rotational part on. I normally am keeping my grip straight when I come down on push-up and come back anyhow, so it's not really needed. I mean, I need regular push-ups do just fine, but just to get a little further into it, I like to use push-up bars, and those work just fine. Of course, I got a little chair in here, and the treadmill my wife had gotten because she wanted to be able to do her walks and stuff, and it actually works fine. It only gets up to, I think, 4 miles per hour, but that's almost that's definitely a light jog. But it'll get the job done. We've had that for a few years too now. I got a little jump rope over there, and then I think the last of the purchases, and the treadmill was, I think it might have been around 100 or so. And bear in mind, all this stuff is stuff that we got over time. And if you start off with just a little bit, that really makes a difference. Like if you start off with just a mat or something like that and just do calisthenics, that'll make a big difference in what you decide to purchase, because then you're doing it based on what you think you need, rather than what you want. Well, I guess that's kind of, anyway. It'll give you an appreciation for stuff if you start off with almost nothing and build stuff up as you go. My dad got this exercise ball from somewhere. I don't know where he got it from and gave it to me, and I've used it a few times. I might use it some more in the future. I haven't used it too much. My kids normally try and play out when they come in here mostly, and then I did just to add more back workouts. Eventually, buy oh man, what is this thing called again? It's for doing like reverse rows. Anyway, you can put the bar in there and use that little grip that's over there on the wall. This guy right here, get it on the camera. To do some kind of reverse rows. I'm forgetting the name of the rows now, but hopefully it'll come back to me in a little bit. And then, of course, got a fan. I mean, if you're in a garage, a non-insulated place like me, then yeah, definitely don't try and push yourself to try to work in just the extreme weather. And it's okay to use a fan or a heater or something like that. I would suggest that definitely. That's it for the home gym. My suggestion, I guess, I said it, I'd give you my advice. My advice would be to start small, just the mats, doing calisthenics, build yourself up over time, maybe progress to pull-up bar, and then from there maybe get a bench. That would pretty much be, that's the progression I went. It has worked out pretty well so far. It saved me a lot of money and paying the gym. Instead of paying the gym money, I invested in myself and bought the equipment that I could use here at home. And and I almost forgot about the bands that you can see back there on that chair. The stretching bands that you can use, flex bands or something like that. But they work pretty good too. Yeah, especially I forgot to say that back when I was working out in just the mat, mostly just doing calisthenics, I did buy some of those too. And or my wife bought them for me, and they work out good too for pulling exercises and stuff too. I mean, that you might have to combine a couple of them, at least those style ones. But I would definitely suggest them. And then, of course, YouTube is a great reference. A large chunk of my research, if you want to call it that, has been done going over videos that like even Jeff Cavalier has done on Athlete X. Elliot on Strength Camp, even the Hodge twins with some of their workout videos anyway. There's a bunch of different videos. I don't like coming at stuff from just one angle. I like to try to figure out more than one opinion on stuff, because in the world of fitness there are a lot of opinions on what you should do and what you shouldn't do and whatnot. A lot of people will tell you, I'll tell you too, just to do what works out best for you and what fits your goals first, and always keep safety first. Just general things like that. Don't push too hard where you end up killing yourself. But yeah, just wanted to put this little video together. I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and I wanted to be able to pass it on. All right. Thank you for listening.